Okay, so this is video A45. It's page 80. It's a handout. It's the reteaching page. And we're going to solve an equation that has variables on both sides of the equal sign. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and choose a different color. And I'm going to put circles around all my terms that have e's in them. That's those two. And then I'm going to put blue squares around anything that doesn't have an E in it. That's a constant. So I've separated, I'm going to start by collecting up my like terms. So let's see here. The first thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to add 21 to both sides of the equation. Okay? So since this one here is a minus 21, I'm going to go ahead and add 21 to both sides. Once again, right, I have to do it to both sides of the equation, right, in order for it to be an equality, to remain balanced. So if I do that, right, I get 5e on this side plus, and these guys add together to give me 34, and that's equal to 7e. And, obviously, these two here, they cancel one another. They're out. A negative 21 plus a positive 21. All right, so now I see I have, 5e on this side and 7e on this side. So this is a positive 5e. So to move it over here, I'm going to subtract 5e from both sides of the equation. So let's go ahead and do that. So here I'm going to subtract 5e, and I'm going to subtract 5e. All right, and when I do that, I'm going to end up with these over here, right? 5e minus 5e, those cancel one another out. And I'm left with a 34 on this side is equal to, and on this side, 7e minus 5e gives me a 2e. Now the only thing I have left is I am multiplying my e by 2. So to undo that multiplying by 2, I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So let's go ahead and do that. I divide by 2, I divide by 2, and I'm going to end up with those two cancel. 2 over 2 is 1. 1 times e gives me e, and I have 34 divided by 2, and that's going to give me e is equal to 17. So when I do this here, right, I end up with e is equal to 17. Really, there was a step here where I should have had 17 is equal to e, right, because this side over here gave me 17 is equal to, and then the e. So 17 is equal to e, and I just rewrote it as e is equal to 17. All right, so I did that, and my next step would be to run a check on this. So let's go ahead and quickly move to another screen and check that, okay? So we have e is equal to 17, and that's what we're going to check. Remember from last screen, e was equal to 17, and our problem was 5e plus 13 is equal to 7e, that's an e, minus 31. So I'm going to plug in 17 here, and that's going to give me 5 times 17 plus 13 is equal to 7 times 17 minus 31. Okay, well, 5 times 17, so let's do that. 17 times 5, that gives us 5, carry 3, so we get 85. So that gives us 85 plus 13 is equal to, and then 17 times 7, that gives us a 9, carry a 4. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 119 minus 31. So on this side over here, right, we're going to get 898. And on this side over here, we're going to get 9 minus 1 is 8, and 11 minus 3 is, and sure enough, there we are. All right? Does anybody have any questions there. So that was our check. So what I'll probably ask you in this one is, what's the first step we do, right, is to collect up like terms. Oh, that says like terms. So that's the first thing we try to do, right? Once we do that, then we can go on our merry way. All right, so that takes care of that one. One more problem to do in this video. All right, so this is number 7 from assignment number 45. So I have 3k plus 5 is equal to 2 times the quantity k plus 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute, right? I can't collect up like terms till I have distributed. So let's do that first. So there's nothing to distribute on the left side of this equation. And then we get 2 times k plus 2 times 1. And that gives us 3k plus 5 is equal to 2k plus 2. All right, so we finished that, and now we're going to go ahead and put red circles around any of our terms that have a variable in it, and then we'll put blue circles around anything that is a constant. Okay? So remember, it's a variable if it has a letter in it, and it is a constant like 5 is if it has no variable. So we're going to move our constants to one side and our variables to the other. So let's go ahead and we're going to put all of our variables on this side and all of our constants on this side. All right? All right, so let's go ahead and rewrite this now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation once again. Let me use the same color. 3k plus 5 is equal to 2k plus 2. So let's go ahead here and we're going to put circles around these. And we're going to put circles around these. There you go. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, I guess, is I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. Subtract 2, subtract 2. And once again, right, we're going to come down here and we're going to get k is equal to something. So when we do that, this side gives us 3 k plus 3 is equal to 2k. All right, so now let's go ahead and subtract 3k from both sides of the equation. So we're going to subtract 3k from both sides. I'm going to run out of room again. Oh, come on back. What did I do? Come back, come back. Okay. So here I'm going to end up with 3, and on this side I'm going to end up with negative 1k. So let's go ahead and get a new screen. So we have 3 is equal to 1k, so I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by a negative 1. And that's going to give me negative 3 is equal to k. So we've solved for k, right? Or I could say, right, that k is equal to negative 3. Okay, now let's run a check and see if we're right. So the original equation was 3k plus 5 is equal to 2 times k plus 1. So that gives us 3 times negative 3 plus 5 is equal to 2 times negative 3 plus 1. So this gives us negative 9 plus 5. That gives us negative 4 on this side. And this gives me 2. And then if I do what's in the parentheses, negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. And sure enough, I get negative 4 is equal to negative 4, and that checks. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is the question I'm going to ask with this video is going to be, you know, what is our goal when we get problems with variables on both sides of the equation. And the first thing we're going to try to do is to get our variables, right, on one side and our constants on another side, right? And that's going to be our goal. And once we have that, I think all we have left probably is a multiplication or division to solve for the variable. All right, that's the end of this video, guys. Yay! No, it's not the end of the video. Your extra credit is what colors did I write in? And the answer is I wrote in Giants colors. All right, there you go. Hopefully I remember that when I get to school. Bye.